Alright, we begin. How are we, people? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Um, Pretty much Blue Blood Sports TV. I'm getting right into it, so just be ready for it. Blue Blood Sports TV is a YouTube channel, a boxing channel that covers news in boxing. Like with Errol Spence, Crawford, Joshua Fury, Wilder, Canelo, various promoters like De La Hoya. Even cross promotions like with even MMA, Paulie Malignaggi, all that, and they've released a very interesting article. Sometimes when I look at Blue Blood Sports TV, I think to myself, is this like really trusted? Is this like do they get their sources from everywhere? I can confirm that yeah, they do. I mean, they got this source from World Boxing News, and then I couldn't find it online because they didn't provide a link. They just provided a little paragraph of it, and I'll explain what it is in a minute. But then I when I typed it up in Google, just a statement of it, um, a boxing scene had it. So this is what it said. Okay, actually, I'll go to his channel now. I should have done a live stream on this, but I just want to show the recordings. I need a good screen recorder. Does anyone know what a good screen recorder is as well? Because I want to know if there's a good one. So let me see. And if there's a noise in the background, it's just a heater. Okay, so it pretty much says it's a video that was released a few hours ago. Obviously, by the time you see this video, it'll be longer ago. But breaking news: Tyson Fury says Wilder fight was the best shape of his career. Debunked excuses. Right, and that's interesting because I was thinking to myself, oh, okay, like the best thing, because the grammar in the title confused me a bit. But then I looked at it and it said something very interesting in which Joseph Parker said. So this is pretty much Fury saying that he was in shape for the Wilder fight. Before I read this article, this quote, and this isn't made up, this isn't opinion, this is facts I'm talking here, okay? People get very confused. Joseph Parker has known Fury for maybe 4 or 5 years, maybe even 6 years, but around 4 years he's known him for, the whole Fury fight. And when Fury was going into Wilder fight, I thought he would beat Wilder, but I also thought if Wilder, landed the right hand in a certain way, especially right on the chin, the button, Fury wouldn't get up. But Fury's tough, so we do get up. And I said that, yeah, Fury's coming off a sort of, inactive boxing career as he's, been inactive, but, excuse me, but he's in shape. He's in a training camp, and he had two tune-up fights in which very little damage was taken. He had a total 14 rounds of fighting against a guy called Sefer Seferi, who wasn't great, but he at least stepped up to the plate, and Francesco Pianetta, who stopped, who was I think he was stopped by Kevin Johnson, which wasn't too good, and he challenged Klitschko for the title. But what is really hard to get through the Tyson Fury fanboys, the trolls, all the haters, and people just trying to make excuses for Tyson Fury altogether, is that they were saying he wasn't in shape. Now, a lot of people have commented. One comment said on the video that if we'll just see here, because everyone's just agreeing with it, and I agree. So someone said he just came back from losing 150 lb, so I'm guessing that's pounds. Okay. Yes, that is a fact, but he was not just coming off losing 150 pounds. Do you know why? Because he had 2017, 2016, and 2017 to do that. So that was already done. Yes, he weighed a lot for the Sefer Seferi fight. Actually, let's look at this. Fury versus Seferi weight. Okay, let's see. Okay. Um, I just want to see this. Significantly heavier. He was always going to be heavier. Let's see. And he still moved pretty well in that fight, despite the opponent not being the best. Let's see. Still smiling even at the weigh-in. So he tipped the scales at 19 stone 10. Let's just look up what that is. I gotta just gotta see the conversion for that. So 276 pounds, okay? Right, so that's quite a lot. Okay? It's less than Big Baby Miller, we can say that. And I apologize if I'm going slow with this, but you all of you guys need to understand how this is important, okay? Because I'm stating facts here. Okay. So 276 pounds for Sefa Fury. Now, Fury versus Pianetta weight. Okay, so Fury weighed in at 18 stone 6 pounds. So let's um see what that is. That's 258 pounds, guys. 258. Let's now look up because we know what Fury weighed in for the Wilder fight, but let's just see. Okay, Fury weighed 256 and a half pounds. Okay, or you could just say 256. 44 more than Wilder. Okay, and that's another thing I'll get to. Okay, so this person that's commented and all the other people making excuses, we all know what's happening. 150, because that's not all they said, but I'm just going to address the weight thing, right? And that's what a lot of people say, everyone that hates Wilder, from losing 150 pounds. So I'm guessing that about 15 pounds, 14 pounds was lost between that fight and the Pianetta one. Sorry, from the Sefer Safari fight, he lost the weight to 258. Then he lost another 2 for Wilder. But he actually could have lost more weight for that fight because that fight was in June, which was over a month until the August fight with Pianetta. Then you have September, October, November, then December 1st. That's 3 months to lose the weight. So tell me how he had to lose the weight. All he had to do, and a few even said this himself, all he had to do was just get the weight off, okay, which he already did because he said his boxing brain was still there. Two warm up fights against mediocre opponents, and yeah, a whole lot of other stuff. So pretty much, this is what Parker said. Let's get to the juicy bit, okay? The article I will put in the link. I'd love to welcome Alexander Usyk to the heavyweight division, okay? So obviously they're showing all the other stuff about records and Parker's resume, and just about his past dealings with Matchroom. Now, please listen to this, and I'll put this on screen. Okay, I'll put this on screen as well. Parker's recent camps. This is very recent, guys. This is like today or yesterday. Parker's recent camps have been more of a weight loss camp, according to his trainer. In many ways, he it was similar. In many ways, he was similar. That doesn't make sense. To another heavyweight that Parker feels is the best heavyweight in the world, Tyson Fury. Okay, just read that. That'll be on the screen. Now, this is very, very, very interesting. Okay, this is really interesting. I like this. Okay, let's go see. Okay, nice. Last time I seen Tyson Fury was in Manchester, Parker said. He was really big, but he's amazing. He's amazing to be in camp with. It's motivation to see what he's done and trained with. My personal opinion, I think Fury is the number one heavyweight in the world. For him leaving the ring, then come back and fight someone like Deontay Wilder and put on performance he did, I think that speaks for itself. His movement and his head movement, that's him working on being fit, and now he's now he's hit. I'm guessing that's meant to be fit. He can only become better. Okay. Parker feels stamina was an issue and played a part in his two losses. Now this is great. I love this bit. Okay, because this exposes everything and it debunks everything. Fury said to me when he was in camp for Wilder, it was really the first time he came in shape. Stated Parker. Fury said to me when he was in camp for Wilder, it was really the first time he came in shape. Stated Parker. I read it twice just so you could understand. It's on screen for you, and the link will provide more reading. I think that's key, which it is. You should be training for technique and not to be fit, and I think that had an effect for my fight with Dillian White. So let's just break a few things down here. Okay. Fury and all of his fans were going on about this layoff that Fury underwent. But little did they know the amount of things that went into it. One, Fury had a good support network, so that mental and emotional side of things was taken care of. Two, when you're in camp, okay, training, okay, you're training for a specific reason, okay. The specific reason for Fury training was for strategy against Wilder, and obviously not to lose the weight, because we know in the space of 3 months, Fury could have lost a lot of weight. How are you going to tell me that on June 9th of 2018, when he fought Safari, over a month later, he weighs from 276 pounds to 258 pounds. Then an additional 3 months, 3 and a bit months, 3 months and 5 days or something, or 3 months and a week, he only loses 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds. So, how was the weight an issue? Now, people talk about layoff and the drugs and this and that. Okay, the mental health thing that's okay. Obviously, that's very important. That's a very like that's a lot of your makeup of your well being. So of course, you got to take care of that. Okay, but when you're in a fight, that's the last thing you're thinking about, right? As well as your weight, pretty much, unless you feel signs of fatigue. Um, it made me laugh, and I'm still laughing because these people lie. Fury was saying that he was fat as a pig, he was on drugs, he was drinking. Yeah, that's all like that. That was all sorted like before his fight with Safari. Okay, he wasn't still doing that against Safari. He was fighting him. Even like in late 2017, he wasn't on anything. He was fine. Okay, so he was thinking about getting back in the mix. He was training. He had footage up. Go see it. Go search it up. Ben was helping him. Everyone was helping him. Okay. So he was fine. The drugs, the alcohol, okay, the suicidal attempts, okay, or attempt, as he said on the Showtime interview with Morello, or I forgot how to say his name, was all gone. The weight issue is for me the biggest thing because everyone's saying that he was out of shape for the Wilder fight, that there was a 50% Wilder, a 50% Fury, a 40% Fury, a 20% Fury, all these stats that are just so false. Okay, um, I, my thing is this: how can you be out of shape when you had 3 months to lose more weight? But instead you only lose 1.5 pounds from the 258 pounds to the 256 and a half or 256. I'm seeing different results for that. It's either 256 or 256 and a half, but I think it's 256 and a half. So he only actually managed to lose like 1.5 pounds or two. So how was he out of shape? He wasn't focused on getting in shape. He was already in shape. Another thing is that he weighed 263 pounds and he looked much bigger in this fight with Tom Schwartz, on June. Okay? Please explain to me how he was out of shape for the Wilder fight. He'd already recovered from the drinking and the drugs. Okay, mentally he was feeling good. He was talking all that bravado, which meant he was probably good. Yeah, okay, and he was fine behind the scenes as well. But when Parker is saying, Fury said to me when he was in camp for Wilder, it was the first time he came in shape. Okay, now I'm not saying that earlier in his career he was out of shape. Of course he was in shape. He was in shape for Cunningham. He weighed, I think, 247 for Klitschko or 246 for Klitschko. Right, that's fit. But he weighed more in the Chisora fight. He weighed more in the further fight. He weighed more in both Chisora fights. He weighed more in, I think, the Kevin Johnson fight. He was looming maybe 253. Some of them I forgot, but he weighed more early in his career as well. It didn't mean he was out of shape though. So again, this excuse as to why Tyson, was dropped and this and that, and Wilder still couldn't beat him, which Wilder beat him, but I can make another video on that again. He's saying you should be training for technique and not to be fit. Fury was saying that, oh, I had to get rid of fat. You can't tell me within 3 months, like he had over a month for the Pianeta fight. He lost all the weight there. But he had more time to lose the weight for the Wilder fight, and he only lost a little amount. So obviously the objective was not to lose the weight. It was just for technique, which is why he was able to box the way he could with such a dangerous boxer like Wilder. He was 258 pounds, and he only got down to 256. So again, this man is such a liar, and I don't hate Fury. I'm not a Fury hater. I'm a big fan, okay? But he's just such a difficult person to get a gauge on. Now, though, it's become a bit easier because he lied. And I thought he was in shape, but this just exposes it and debunks everything. So clearly he was in shape. Go read the article. Go read the bit of 3 lines, 200-bit lines, where Fury said to me when he was in camp for Wilder, it was really the first time he came in shape, stated Parker. I think that's key. You should be training for technique and not to be fit, and I think that had an effect for my fight with Dillian White. Now, another thing I'm going to get to, my final thing I'm going to get to, because I'm just rambling on here, is that Wilder weighed 212 pounds, okay? Fury weighed 44 more pounds than him, right? He had more power, weight-wise, than a lot of his other fights, in terms of Fury. And he was still fast. So tell me how Fury was at the disadvantage. He had a reach advantage, he had a height advantage, right? He's got a footwork advantage. There's no argument there. And, well, there might be, but I think Fury's got better footwork than Wilder, but it's not levels above. It's just that, there's a lot of things that go into that make it better than Wilder. So, like, he's even saying in a few paragraphs above that, his head movement, that's him working on being fit, and now he's fit or hit. He can only become better. So, I really don't understand. You weigh less than you did for Wilder, but then you put it on for Schwartz because you want to get that power and you want to knock him out. But you're coming out here saying that you were actually in shape. This cannot be hidden. This is not a false report. This is true. Okay? So he was in shape. Okay? It was a draw. And he's continued to lie. So now I'm going to be very interested for the whole Wilder versus Fury 2 fight. Because there are no excuses for this fight. And if there are, oh boy. Don't know if we'll debunk them, but we've already debunked this. And that's it, man. Let me know what you guys think of the article. Comment down below. Subscribe to the channel and like. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.